It's leaking on me. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite food substitutes, things that I've swapped out, just a better option, a healthier option for something that I was eating before I started my weight loss journey. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started. Everything that I mention is just a healthier option for something else I was eating previously before I made my lifestyle changes. So they're just obviously the healthier versions, sometimes they taste a little healthier, but it is worth it for the substitution. Honestly, some of these things I like better than the regular product. So these are just a few of my favorite substitutes in my weight loss journey that I use. The first thing that I want to talk about is Greek yogurt, the Chobani brand, and I get the Greek non-fat plain yogurt. I have just found that this works so well for mayonnaise and sour cream as a replacement. Some things it doesn't work for, some things it does. So I really like to use it for chicken salad or tuna salad. I'll use like a tablespoon of light mayonnaise and then a tablespoon of Chobani because you still kind of get that yogurt taste, but it works to make it creamy and not add a bunch of calories. On the blue plan, non-fat Greek yogurt is 0 points, so that works out well. I also use the Greek yogurt for 2-ingredient dough. That is a staple meal that I make in our diet right now. It just works really well to make sauces. I also like to mix it with like a ranch packet. That makes a really good dressing or dip for things, and it's definitely a lower point option. So I don't usually like to top my burrito bowls or have tacos with just Greek yogurt. Sometimes I'll mix it with a little bit of cumin and lime juice and make kind of a sour cream sauce. That works, but I don't like just the plain Greek yogurt on top of any sort of taco or anything. It doesn't work for a total substitute like that, but I like to use it for mix-ins and stuff like that. Definitely over sour cream. Then the next thing I want to talk about is a replacement for coffee creamer. This is a well-known thing on the WW community, protein coffee, and it's just espresso with a protein shake. So this is the one I use. I use the Quest salted caramel protein, and I've mentioned it before a few times, but this is just the best flavor that I've tried. I've tried all the premier flavors. This one is so good, and I swear it works as a coffee creamer with espresso or even just a regular coffee. I don't need to add any sort of sweetener, any sort of syrup or anything. That is sweet enough. It gets me 30 grams of protein, and it's 2 smart points to track. I add collagen in as well with my coffee, so that makes it 3 smart points for the whole coffee. There are even sometimes I'll just have a hot coffee, and I don't want to put anything super sugary in it, so I'll just open up one of the Quest protein shakes, use a little bit as creamer, and then just save it in the fridge for the next day, because sometimes I don't use a full protein shake. So if you're looking for the substitute as a coffee creamer, I highly recommend the salted caramel Quest protein shake. The next thing I want to talk about is a substitute for pasta. And I still eat regular pasta. I haven't restricted any sort of foods for my diet, so I just want to make that clear. But Adam and I have found that we actually really like this pasta, and it is the Banza brand. And what these are, they're chickpea pastas. So it's just shells and elbows are what I have right now, and it's made from chickpeas. And these just have a lot more protein. It actually shows on the back the comparison. So Banza has 23 grams of protein, whereas average pasta has 13 grams, 8 grams of fiber versus 3 grams of fiber, and then 48 net carbs versus 71 net carbs. So it's just a better option. I know some people say that they can kind of taste it. Obviously it tastes like bean a little bit. I swear I don't notice it. I put tomato sauce on it or pasta sauce, and I do not notice a difference. The texture is just like pasta. The only thing that's annoying is when you're cooking it, it does foam up and boil over if you are not watching it. It cooks faster than pasta, but you also have to keep an eye on it because there's so many times where we have boiled over foam on our stove, and it's just a pain to clean. So that is one little tip about Banza, but it really is a good replacement. And the serving size, it's 5 smart points for a serving, so it's pretty comparable to regular pasta. I want to say a serving of pasta is usually 6 smart points, so it's really not that many fewer smart points. That wasn't the main reason we tried it. It's more, it gets us a lot more protein and fiber, and it's less carbs. Highly recommend those. We've tried pretty much every type of pasta they have, the spaghetti, the linguine, the corkscrew, like every different noodle that they offer, and all of them are really good. I've tried a few other like bean pasta, like the red lentil or like the black bean, and I'm really not a fan of those, but I do like the plain chickpea. They are very good and a good substitute. The next thing I want to talk about, and I feel like I've already mentioned these a bunch, but these are Laughing Cows, and I love Laughing Cow. I have tried every flavor. The main one I like is just the light one. Such a good substitute for cream cheese. It works well if you're like making a dish that uses cream cheese. Like I make buffalo chicken dip for him sometimes, and I used to use a full block of cream cheese, and now I just use like 2 Laughing Cows and some chicken and buffalo sauce and Bolthouse ranch, and it's a really healthy alternative. These just work really well, and I also put them on like when I make 2 ingredient dough bagels, or if I just have a regular bagel, it works just as like plain cream cheese. The different flavors are really good, but I use them the most definitely on my wraps. That satisfies my cheese craving, and it's really good mixed with like the hummus that I'll put on my wraps. Laughing Cows are just really good. I even use them sometimes to make like a healthier mac and cheese. I actually use the Bonza pasta, and then I just melt a few of the white cheddar Laughing Cows. I'll try to make like a sauce out of it, but they work really well for so many things, and they're just a really good low point option. So that's a perfect substitute though for cream cheese. The next substitute I want to talk about is for tortillas, regular like flour tortillas. We were eating those a lot, so I'm really picky with tortillas, and I've tried a bunch of different wheat ones and have not been a fan. I found these, and these are well known in the WW community as well, but these are the Extreme Wellness Wraps, Olay brand, and honestly, these have just been the best replacement for tortillas for me. Like I said, I'm really picky, and I haven't cut out regular tortillas at all. I still eat them, but this is just something, because I have a wrap every single day for lunch. This is something that it works so well instead of the wraps I was eating before. So they're 1 smart point each wrap, and sometimes I get the bigger ones that are 2 smart points for a wrap, and then I just have one of them. But those are kind of harder to find. I do prefer to do that though. Those are really good, like I said, for wraps, for quesadillas. When I make the wraps with them, I don't prefer to eat them cold. I do like to make the wrap and then throw it in the air fryer for like 5 minutes, because then they do get kind of crunchy. But they really don't have that like texture and flavor of like some of the wheat wraps I've had before. I don't know, they just like leave a weird feeling in your mouth, and these ones really didn't to me. They've helped me cut out a lot of calories, so I definitely recommend those. And they have other flavors as well. They have like a spinach one, I want to say, and we just prefer the plain ones. We can get the big 2-pack at Sam's Club, and we like that. So that's our go-to for wraps. That is a perfect substitute. Then the next thing I want to talk about is like one of my favorite things, and I feel like I talk about these all the time as well, but Bolthouse dressings. So I have a nice collection here of some of my favorite Bolthouse dressings, and I buy these all the time. You can buy them pretty much anywhere, but these are just yogurt dressings, so they're lower calorie than a regular ranch dressing. The ones I have today, I have classic ranch, chunky blue cheese, chunky blue cheese. My favorite is the honey barbecue ranch, and then balsamic. So I just love these as dips for my chicken. I like to have chicken tenders a lot, so I will just dip them in the ranches that I buy, or the blue cheese ranch is so good with buffalo, on buffalo flatbreads that I make. The balsamic is really good. I like to put it like when I saute onions, sometimes I add some of that, or I just use the balsamic on wraps sometimes. It's funny because Adam and I really do not like salads. They don't keep us full, and we just never really have a taste for a salad. So we don't really use the dressings as salad dressings. We more use them for dips, or I just like incorporate them into meals, and they're just a really good low point option. A lot of them are 1 smart point for 2 tablespoons, and some of them are 2 smart points for 2 tablespoons. So pretty good for sauces, and I just highly recommend them. They're really good. The next thing I want to talk about is PB2, which is powdered peanut butter. Well, okay, this isn't actually PB2. This is just powdered peanut butter. PB2 is actually the brand that I used to buy, but I like the Great Value brand better because, first of all, it's cheaper. PB2 can be a little pricey, but also this one is 4 tablespoons for 2 smart points, 2 tablespoons for 1 smart point, and I really like that. This is what I use for my pancakes. That's like the main thing I use this for, but Adam probably uses this more than me because cutting peanut butter out was a lot harder for him. He used to eat a lot more peanut butter, which he still does, and we still eat peanut butter, but this is a good substitute for having peanut butter all the time. He likes to just mix it with a little bit of water, and then he puts it on his English muffins, and then he puts a banana on, and that's one of his go-to breakfasts. So that's just a really good substitute for peanut butter that I recommend. You'd get 2 tablespoons of peanut butter for 1 smart point, whereas I want to say 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is usually like 4 or 5 or something. It's pretty high. So this helps you get that peanut butter flavor in without all the points. And it's really good to use in different recipes. Also, I really like to use it for my protein shakes. Instead of having to add in a bunch of fat with peanut butter, I just add in some PB2 for the flavor more so. Then I load it with fruits. Yeah. And then the last substitute that I want to talk about is turkey and chicken products. We made a switch, pretty much all of our meat. We switched over to all like chicken, turkey, fish. We still do eat red meat. We just don't prefer it. It honestly doesn't make us feel the best. So we kind of avoid it, but I mean, we don't restrict ourselves from it. If we're somewhere and there's ribs, we're gonna eat the ribs. But we just prefer at home with our meals to use turkey and chicken products. We do chicken and turkey sausages. We buy turkey pepperoni, and that is so good if you throw it in the air fryer and it gets nice and crispy. It's a good snack. Or it's just really good to put those on flatbreads with tomato sauce. We also use ground turkey. I make turkey burgers now, and ground chicken. I make chicken burgers. Those are much lower point and still have a lot of protein in them, and they're easy to make, really flavorful. So I really like using that. Turkey bacon, even like some of the lunch meat. We've always just bought like turkey, chicken, ham and that, but we do like pastrami. So we found turkey pastrami at Sam's Club that's really good and lower point than just regular pastrami. It's not something you have to do, but it's something that really helped us with subbing out a lot of red meat that we were eating. We were eating burgers a lot, and that they just didn't make us feel good. So subbing in like chicken and turkey burgers instead has really made a difference, and I really think it's a good substitute if you flavor it right. I hope you found some products in this video that you can sub into your diet maybe to help you lose some weight if you're looking to cut out some calories, or if you're on WW tracking smart points. These are just some really good low point options that I've incorporated into my diet, and honestly, some of them I like even better than the alternatives. It's all about experimenting with what foods you like and what works for you, but I hope that you found something helpful in this video. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks!